This is the story of Mr. Harry. Before moving towards the story, I would like to ask you to please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. Harry says my name is Harry. I am now 39 years old and I used to be a boxer, but now I only work as a trainer. I also have a wife who is only 28 years old and she's a school teacher. Her name is Lun. She was a very nice and beautiful woman. We studied together in school and knew each other for a long, long time. My wife had gone to another city for a couple of years. But when she came back here and met me after that, our friendship was not friendship. It turned into deep love. We have been married for 10 years now, and for the last 10 years, we have been trying to have a child, but it has not happened yet. Lots of years passed, but Lynn was not able to conceive. So we assumed that there was a problem within Lynn because she had a major surgery. This is all can be a side effect. I was a 39-year-old and wanted a child very much. I was worried about her. But I also thought in my heart that because of this, I will not get the children because I was 29 years old when I got married and I wanted children very much. I didn't tell her this publicly, but I started getting angry with her and we started having a lot of fights. Then our friendship also found out that we are an infertile couple trying to have a child. Lots of advices are also given to such people. Go to this doctor, go to that doctor, do this or do that, then you will have a child. We did this a lot. And finally, after 6 years of suffering, we came to a doctor who was a very competent doctor, but his fee was very high. You know, he got to our problem because we both are fine and we can't detect any problem. Now, as a woman, Lane was also absolutely perfect. And as a man, there wasn't a problem with me. You know, that's why we didn't understand why we are not having a child yet. Some doctors also told us that this is happening late by heart. You will have a child on your own. But this doctor told us, which was quite surprising. He said that you two are perfectly fine in your respective places. But when you are together, your blood crosses. That is why you are not having a child. But if you marry someone else, you will have children. That won't be the case after the doctor sends Lane out for some test. He also told me that actually I have a little problem inside me while my wife has no problem at all. The doctor also told me that I need to stay away from my wife for a few months and undergo treatment to cure my problem. Because as long as you are together, she doesn't have children. If you separate and marry someone else, Lynn will still have children, but I still won't have children. So I have to give time to myself. I asked the doctor not to tell this to my wife. And I told her once after a week that I have to move to another city for a year. She was quite upset that a year was too long, but I told her it was necessary. I lied to her. You know that there is a tournament going on in another city for which I have to prepare first, and then the tournament is too long and I have to stay there and I will be fired. I made some similar excuses and convinced my wife and left her for a year. The doctor said that you should stay away from your wife for a whole year and focus only on your health. Eat well and don't waste your energy anywhere. Because all of you will be exhausted in front of your wife. So, how are you going to be? Okay. That is the reason why I did not have to have a physical relationship for a year to give my strength. You know, because I've been a boxer all my life, I've been beaten and wasted a lot of energy. The doctor's words were completely correct and I was ready to sacrifice for all this, my health, you know, and for my children as well. I don't know what was going to happen next. But I made this decision. And for a year, I stayed away from my wife. Years passed, we used to talk over the phone. You know, a year later when my wife came to pick me up, we hugged each other at the airport and people started laughing at us saying how much love we both have. I saw my wife and she looked very weak. I said, "What happened to you, honey?" She said, "I did not want to eat or drink anything without you." I hugged her and said that I'm here now. After that, we spent the night with each other as if we met. After 20 years, I was very happy. I was so happy that I thought I would go to the doctor the next day. So I woke up early in the morning. But when I opened the door in the morning to collect the newspaper and milk from outside, I saw something else along with the newspaper milk in front of the threshold of my house. I saw this and I was surprised there were very few people living in our colony. No one even came to us because it was far away from the city and the colony houses were also cheap. There was a baby on my doorstep inside a basket, looked like he was maybe 2 months old and looked like a boy. I picked him up and brought him inside and kept him in front of me for 15 minutes. Looking at him, who is this child left here? Whose child is this? What is happening? I'm not dreaming. After a while, my wife came there who was coming down to make breakfast. She was to see him. She asked me, whose baby is this? I said, I just found it out outside the door. As soon as she saw the child started crying. She picked up the child and said that he's hungry, go quickly and get something for the baby, milk and diapers from the supermarket. I told my wife that first give me some time. She said that if the child is hungry, then he will not understand the sound of his cry. We go out. What will you answer to someone else? After all? The wife was fine. I immediately went to the supermarket and brought a feeder for the baby, milk, diapers, and some clothes, etc. Or still, I did not understand what we should do. Well, we fed him, changed his diaper, changed his clothes. And after that, he slept peacefully. Then we, husband and wife, sat together and started thinking about what to do. Now, tears came to my eyes, and same was happening to my wife's eyes as well. She said that we will keep him with us. But I wanted to file a police complaint. I told my wife that we should inform the police. His parents must be looking for him. My wife said that you should make a complaint. If someone comes to take it, you will give it to them. I went to the police and filed a complaint, but did not tell the police that we have the child and said that if anyone's child is missing today, contact me. We had to name this child. We gave him the name that we always wanted to name our children, Johnny Herbert. He was very cute and his eyes were blue and we loved him too. Within 2 days, we fell in love with him and it was like we became parents. I went to the doctor. The doctor said that you are quite fine. You are better than before. But still, you can never have a child with your wife. If you love each other more than a baby, then leave each other and marry someone else and have children of your own. This news was not good for me. And on my way back home from the hospital, I thought that I will only have Johnny as my child forever because I cannot leave my wife. I can't live without her. Time started passing like this. Johnny was 15 months old. He started talking. He used to call me Papa and my wife, Mama. My wife is used to say that he is our child who we got after waiting. Now, we don't need to worry about anything. But Johnny fell down the stairs and got hurt a lot and he bled a lot. We were very worried about his blood group is negative. The doctor said that blood will be drawn. We said that we can't be, negative. The doctor said that blood will be drawn and we have to wait and he said that his blood group is all negative. We want time to arrange all of a sudden. My wife said that my blood group is all negative. It should immediately save Johnny's life. It was a surprise that the blood of my wife, that was all negative. Yeah, and it was meeting the child's blood while the doctor was saying that it is very rare blood. I was suspicious because I was away from home for a year and after a year I came back and the next day I find Johnny. She said that John is my son, I have to do something. One day I gave money to a woman and told her what to say, and she came home and started saying that John is my son. I have come to pick him up. My wife is shocked. She said, "Where did you come from? You don't have a son." She said that I was in a trouble at that time. I have to leave him on your doorstep. Tell us all the sign. My wife tell me with certainty that this is not her child. Get out of here. I said to my wife that she might be Johnny's mother. You said that if the original parents come, the child will be returned. But my wife was saying again and again that the woman is telling the lie. Get rid of her. She's a scammer. The woman was acting very well and was crying. But still my wife was very sure that she could not be Johnny's mother. She said, you are not the mother of the child. I am Johnny as my son. I sent this woman back and gave her money and told my wife that it was all a drama to hear the truth from your mouth. My wife also bowed her head in shame and said that when the doctor was telling you that there's a problem inside you. I heard everything. I also did not want to marry anyone else, but I wanted a child so much that when you left, I had a physical relationship with someone else and had this child. But now that person is no longer in this world because there was an accident with him and he left this world. Forgive me. I have cheat on you. But only for my children. If I don't do all this today, Johnny would not be in our life and our life would not be so beautiful. My wife sat on the floor crying and I left the house. I was very upset that my wife cheated on me. But still in the evening, I was totally normal because she was right. If she didn't do it, wouldn't have any children today. I forgave my wife and now we live together. John is now 4 years old and he's doing mischief in the house. He is very happy. We ain't happy and I have never said anything about what my wife did being that she was so wrong, but she has brought joy to our lives and my heart is big enough to forgive her because of her. I'm a dead